Brunstrom. Big friend of Top Gear, big friend of the programme, the Chief Constable of North Wales. There he is. The Chief Constable of North Wales. He's been in the news because, and I want to get this right, he's got so many speeding cases outstanding on people in North Wales, you know, he's been very busy with his cameras, that supposedly sworn police statements issued to the courts have been found to have been generated by a computer. In fact, the prosecuting officers that are supposed to have signed these things, the policemen are supposed to have signed it on the bottom, have never even seen those statements. It was somehow copied onto them from a computer.
Yeah, the signatures are just photocopied.
The signatures have just come off a photocopy.
So what he's basically done is he's taken the very fabric of Britain in his war on speed, he's thrown away the Magna Carta. He's thrown away everything we stand for.
Photocopied the Magna Carta.
It's just unbelievable. The thing is that the judge said, in this case, that if it happens again, he'd have no hesitation in reporting this activity to the Director of Public Prosecutions, which could mean Brunstrom would end up in jail.
I know.
We like the idea of that, because we think he should be befriended by a special friend, a big guy.
Just, to get close to him in prison.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right, the news, and we continue with more hot hatchbackery and the Astra 3-door, which has been hotted up. Here is a picture of it. That has a 240 brake horsepower turbocharged 2-litre engine.
Crikey. How much is it going to be?
Under £20,000, they claim. Next
So is it going to have four-wheel drive?
Oh, no.
Two-wheel drive and 240 horsepower?
Oh, yes.
That'll be a wild ride.
I reckon.
Thing is, though, I've had a look at the interior of this car, and I'd like to share it with you. I'm sorry, that is like a man's wash bag.
There is that.
We had the CLS here a few months ago, and it parked it in the studio, and we thought that that is definitely a £100,000 car.
It's got something about it. It's got presence. It's
Do you know how
massive.
much that's going to be when it comes out next year? 50,000.
That is
50,000, and you'll be able to get the supercharged V8 one for only 60,000, go up against the M5 BMW, apparently.
I think that could be brilliant.
I think it could be really good. Yeah, really cool car, that.
Mercedes, the boss of Mercedes, a guy called Jürgen Schremp, I think it is, he said to the company that he runs, I want a new car. So they made him one. They spent £500,000 building him this incredible S-Class, and it's got an amazing list of stuff. It's got 5-centimetre thick armour plating, landmine-resistant petrol tank, bulletproof windows, bulletproof tyres, the lot. He used it, went to Stuttgart for a meeting with the board. He was in there 20 minutes, came out, stolen. Imagine that phone call. Oh, my God.
Hey, no, I was going to take the mickey out of you for that car. The problem is, I think it's fantastic. Don't you think?
I'm just very scared.
It is a seriously cool... No, there's nothing coming. I think it's a very cool car. I think you've done very well. I've even had a T-shirt made for you that you can wear while you're driving it.
What, with charger in?
Yeah, there you are. Look. Look at that. Big car, small Richard. Now, you know the Vauxhall Tigra? Nice little car, small, very pretty. Electric metal roof, folds away into the boot. They brought out a new version.
Right.
1.3 diesel.
Oh, my
No. You're missing the point. That's a little urban runaround. So you're in town. There's no point having a 500 brake horsepower engine because you can never go faster than 27. That's brilliant. It doesn't do 0 to 60, actually, now I come to think of it. But you can bomb around, crash and bash it, throw the roof back on a nice day. It's fantastic.
Are you all right, mate?
What? You'd rather have a pedal car? No,
right.
You see, you wouldn't, because we found out this week cyclists are more likely to get a heart attack than motorists.
Yeah, twice as likely.
And if you're in a car and pedalling it, heart attacks. Last week, the soon-to-retire Metropolitan Police Commissioner, a chap called John Stevens, said that he thought that homeowners should be allowed to shoot burglars in the face.
No. I don't think no, it didn't actually specify in the face, mate, just...
Well, all right, shoot them in the knee, or hit them in the face with a shovel. You can do that. Anyway, my point is that if you're going to be allowed to shoot a burglar who's robbing your house, should you be allowed to shoot someone who's stealing your car? Yes. You? You think you should, even though you are a car thief?
You'll get shot.
But you've got a car. Interesting. You are going to be shot, you see.
There is an organisation called the New Economic Foundation which has said that all 4x4 vehicles should come with a health warning, like a box of cigarettes. We've got a picture. 4x4s make you impotent. Whatever. They're saying that by 2020, the 4x4 vehicle will be the third biggest killer on the planet.
I'm getting fed up with this. Every week there's a third biggest killer. Smacking children, that's going to be the third big. Passive smoking, third big. Cheese.
Yeah.
Cheese now has to have...
Kill yourself with cheese, it's not even sharp.
Well, it isn't. They say cheese has to have a government health warning. Have you seen that little orange sticker on it? And then, no, what was the other one the other day? We can't have sex in case we catch clematis.
Yeah.
We can't have... whatever it is, yeah? They're just a bunch of mealy-mouthed, bitter and twisted failures whose lives haven't worked out as well as they were hoping. Nobody's going to sleep with them because they've got such ugly beards, and they just reckon that we can't have fun either.
Oh, mate, it's good to have you back, actually.
I come along here with a bit of a theory, but this week...
Every single week.
Yes? No! James has one!
My theory is this, that whenever you have bits of high technology that are designed to make car driving and motoring more unbearable, they work perfectly.
Yes.
For example, speed cameras.
Yes.
They always work. Congestion charging cameras, they always work.
Yeah.
Traction control, it always works. But if you've got a bit of technology that's supposed to make car driving better, it never works.
Satellite navigation.
Satellite navigation.
Never
Voice
works.
activation.
Voice activation on my
rubbish.
Mercedes. Oh. Phone home. Do you want Radio 1? Phone home! You're right, it's a... Can anyone...
Good theory, actually.
Can anyone think of anything that makes your life easier...
That works.
That works.
Ever.
What?
No, in the car.
What did he say?
Somebody said dishwasher.
Now...
In his car.
What? Who said that? I want to know what car you've got that's got a dishwasher.
I've never...
Modern technology, but this is a programme called Top Gear, and we tend to stick to motoring-related issues. We must do the news.
How fast were you going when you stopped?
I strayed slightly over the speed limit there, and I was caught, and they dealt with me efficiently and courteously, as befits a civilised nation, which is, of course, what France is.
No. France is a country you have to drive through to get to Italy. That's all it's for. All right?
He's not going to like it.
Look, the fact of the matter is, they've got better cheese, they've got better wine, they've got better... They
haven't got better cheese. They are a bunch of treacherous, lamb-burning Yorkshire peasants.
Have you seen this? Have you seen this bridge? What country is that in? Is it in Britain or is it in France?
It's in France.
It was designed by an Englishman, but we're so tight-fisted we wouldn't build it here and they would.
Right. No.
They're better than us.
No, they're rude.
Look, they're better than us. I promised the policeman I'd say that.
They're rude.
Otherwise he would have taken my licence away and put me in the Bastille. Now, 6 years ago, Volkswagen bought Bugatti, and they said, we're going to make a supercar that'll have 1,000 horsepower. 1,000. Now, there were a few problems with that, like they hadn't got an engine that could do anything like 1,000 horsepower, so they built one with 16 cylinders, put a couple of turbos on it, not enough, so they put 4 turbos on it, and then they got 1,000 horsepower out of it, but it kept melting, so they stopped it melting, and then they found that nobody in the world makes tyres capable of transferring 1,000 horsepower onto the road.
Well, the thing is, you have to be realistic. Suzuki, for example, with the new Swift, went for just 101 brake horsepower from 4 cylinders, and it works.
Yeah. Nevertheless, the thing is that they ploughed on with the Variant, OK? Had a couple of accidents because they can't find a test track big enough anywhere in the world to get it up to top speed. But now, the boss of Volkswagen says, it's virtually ready, there's only 2 more things they've got to work out. The steering and the brakes.
They're quite big issues, really.
As soon as he's got those worked out, they put it on sale. $1 million car, $1 million it'll cost. And we'll be... Well, I won't be testing it. He will. I'm not driving a car that's got 1,000 horsepower and brakes that have been fixed at the last minute.
New ideas for reducing congestion. They're talking about lane switching. So, you know, this is like Birmingham, where during the morning you go one way on the road and in the evening you can go the other way. Car sharing, using the hard shoulder as another lane. Lorries not allowed in the middle lane. All this
Yes, I've got a much better idea. Do you want to hear my
idea?
idea?
Yeah.
Oh, have you got it?
So I've just thought of is minimum speed limit on the motorway of 100 miles an hour. I've got it. What? Minimum? Yes, and I know how this can be enforced. All cars from now on will be sold with made entirely of plastic explosive. So when you drive on the motorway, the satellite recognises you're on the motorway, arms the bomb. drop below 100, boom.
So it's like that film Speed.
Exactly like Speed, only a bigger bang, and the whole car's made of it, and it's compulsory. Christmas time, very few new cars kicking around at this time of year, but there are one or two we thought we'd share with you.
Yes, we have, but well, earlier in the year, we drove the new BMW 6 Series, and we thought it was a bit boring.
Yes.
Yeah? So they came back with this. It's the N6, which has a 5-litre V10, 507 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 4.6 seconds.
Want one.
70,000.
Want one of those.
Want
one badly.
Yeah.
Now, last week we said we voted the Vauxhall Monaro as the surprise of the year. This is the big Aussie coupe. Well, they've surprised us again by announcing that there's a version now with a 6-litre V8 engine. Now, the way you've got to look at this really is it's like a DB9 with corks on, OK? But DB9, £110,000, that is 37,000 quid. Very good value. Want one of those as well.
And then there's this, the new Peugeot 607. We don't want one of those.
No. That is an appalling car. Avoid it.
Yes.
Summary there. OK.
No news this week. Instead, we're going to look ahead to some of the cars we're looking forward to next year. So, I want to start with something that if you don't like the BMW 1 Series, and let's face it, we don't, but you still want a small car with a kind of posh badge on it, you might consider this. It's the new Mercedes A-Class. It's coming next year. Now, it looks a lot better than the old one. It's a lot more sort of grown up. The old one was a bit of a hodgepodge. This is a much better car, a bit more expensive, but it will have more kit on it and a good choice of engines. I think that's going to be a good car.
While we're on the subject of Mercedes...
Actually, while we're on the subject of your voice, how much Christmas cheer have you had this year?
Shouting at the children. Actually, no, it's laughing at his Christmas jumper, actually. I've lost my voice completely.
Whoever bought that might be watching.
Yes, exactly.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's all right, Mum, I'll wear it on the 10th.
But we thought we'd said goodbye to Lada. I think about 97 when they finally went away. No more horrible Russian cars made out of turnips. Well, they're back with this. Oh, look at our glorious new car. I mean, clearly this is poor, very, very poor. The best thing about it is, I mean, it's obviously rubbish just looking at it, but they've decided to model it on other cars to compete directly with them. So they've built it to compete with the Fiat Brava and the Toyota Starlet. Both of which are cars that aren't built anymore.
So they're competing with cars that were
I
out
was
of
confident
date.
of winning this competition. And it's just... if you see what those coming, run. They are absolutely awful.
Are they going to be sold in Britain?
Well, certainly in bits of Europe. They'll cost about £3,000, all of which you will lose the moment you take the whole lot.
Yeah.
Worthless.
Top gear, top tip, avoid.
It's now possible to do a BTEC diploma in vehicle immobilisation. That's wheel clamping. You can do a diploma in wheel clamping. Honest, yes, you can. It's all part of this drive, you see, to get rid of the idea of cowboy clampers, you know, the rogue wheel clampers. So they're trying to give it a more professional
But what we can't understand is you turn up on day one, what do they teach you? Other than being able to roll into a ball if someone's kicking your head in.
Yeah. Good training, don't knock it. I was sitting there, I remember the day this traffic system arrived. Sitting there at my desk, a man came in with a button. He said, here you go, new button. When you're going to do your traffic, press this button, and all the radios across the whole county will be switched to you. Really? Wallop. I mean, you're going to leave
You know what I mean? You have that, they just will not turn them off. After they've told you the useless traffic report, they won't turn them off. So I've had this idea. Wait for the local radio DJ to be getting married. You know, when they allow homosexual marriage. When that's happening, all right? They're not all... Just as they're about to do their vows, barge in there and go, there's a complete tailback all the way up the high street, left at the traffic lights right down there, they're broken, and here's Phil Collins. I can feel it coming.
Yeah, funny. Just leave local radio. It provides a much appreciated and valued service for literally tens of people across the country. So leave it alone. All right? In this series so far, we've said, Jeremy...
I'm just showing you what it's like.
And if you do it again, I'll kill you. Stop it. Stop. Cease.